They'll blanket you in Wi-Fi and profit off the radiation. Congregation collecting the people for that Satan. I keeps it blazing, cause I can read between the lines. I ain't blind, we unwind what they're really saying. Genetically modify what you're tasting. Don't need that cottage promise, so now you live up in your mom's basement. Redesign time so your mind is always wasted. Programmed to crave the basics. Keep the beta in stasis. Pay the state, kid. You're in debt for being born. Messengers are more than just the price for being warned. Don't be alarmed, disconnect from their machinations. Stop subscribing to the folly of all nations. Bone breaking ain't the answer, cause they seek the ownership of souls. Spread the seeds and watch them grow. Break the chains of control. Break the chains of control.
So we, eternal balance of all that is good, true, and beautiful friends, we are here to go live with you because we are so excited. We can't wait. I actually just saw someone else who's going tomorrow to One Day of Brightness post something, and he's like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to sleep tonight. It's kind of like Christmas. And I was like, that's so awesome, because I think that's how we feel too. How do you feel, Catherine?
Yeah, I feel excited, and I was just connecting to that. And I'm like, Lindsay, let's share the excitement.
I know.
I feel excited. I feel something different about tomorrow, partially because, and maybe some of you can identify with this, this has been a week.
Yeah, it's
very
crazy.
Deep. I mean, I was just saying, like, there's days where I had to just remind myself to, like, keep it together. And not that there isn't value in completely letting loose and everything, but maybe not when you're like at work or, you know, something.
Right.
But what I meant to that for myself is, like, don't go down the rabbit hole. Yeah. Don't let that darkness, that negativity, that honestly, right, we all have, we also carry the brightness, drag you down into that lower frequency and vibration. Like, I just kept seeing in my meditations when I could meditate, right? Even that's a challenging thing, is like, where does the lotus come from? The mud.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I'm definitely in the mud. And, you know, mud can be, I love mud, actually. It's nourishing. I think it smells delicious. But there's not a lot of flow happening in that kind of mud, right?
Yeah.
But it's still filled with growth and nourishment and opportunity. And when you can hold that space and not let the mud flatten you, I mean, I don't know if that analogy has kind of gone weird, but you know, bring in the light still, right? We can still receive the light when we're in the mud. We can still be the light when we're in that.
And it
that mud.
Calls us up and out to grow even bigger and brighter and stronger. Every time,
and
it's true.
So sacred. And when that type of growth happens, it's life-changing.
It's like level up.
Yeah. And so I feel that was happening, and I think collectively it's definitely happening. But oh my gosh, I've had to reach out to my people and get support, and also just completely be like, I cannot talk to a single soul right now, because all that would come out is like negativity.
Totally. I even had my acupuncturist today tell me, he's like, don't go anywhere today. Just stay inside and let this release. I was like, oh my God, he could tell. I mean, of course he can tell. That's his job. But it's true. It's Saturn retrograde, right? And so I think that's part of it, is we're all going into like the deepest challenges we've ever had, all at once. So like I'm just looking back at this like last few days, and I'm looking at my life, and I'm like, all the biggest challenges in my life are either represented again right now as like micro or macro experiences, but like all at the same time. And I'm like, how do I do this? But it's been amazing, because as I go into connection with you or with the community here, or the people who are doing One Day of Brightness, or anybody who's of that sort of mindset that there is actually light even in the darkest spaces, and that it's okay to be in the dark spaces and whatnot, then I keep coming back to like, oh yeah, there's actually a deep purpose in this. And the deep amount of resistance and sort of stickiness we're talking about with that mud, with the lack of flow, is going to translate, kind of like you said, into like even more flow once we're sort of like out and, you know, soaring again. And I feel like that's why the summer solstice is so powerful anyways, right? Because the sun is at like the height of its power, and the sun is our greatest source of life and joy and wisdom, and depending on how you look at things, but it's one, at least physically it is, and then metaphysically, I feel that way about the sun at least. So we get to tap into that right at this moment where we like need it the most. And what's the most interesting thing to me? Ellie was asking me last night, who's one of our beautiful presenters. She's going to teach psychic skills and play psychic games and do remote viewing stuff and give away prizes. Like, it's going to be so fun. She was saying, why did you start One Day of Brightness? Like, tell me about that. And I was like, I started it because I felt like people were heading down into the dark, like a little much, and we needed something to just pick us back up and reconnect us to this light. And here we are, and this is like, again, the purpose of it. And so I love that. I love how that just comes together naturally. It's just perfectly timed. It's supposed to be here. It's supposed to happen this way.
And you know what's so powerful about joining and doing in a group, especially at this time? I'm really actually feeling the gravity of this now that we're talking about it. I was feeling it before, but now I'm like, wow.
Now you're like tapping into it. Yeah.
Yeah, because when we join together in a group, a light ignites light, right? So yes, when we come with that intention of acknowledging and honoring each other's light, even in the darkness, right? When we can share this with one another, it is much easier for us to see the reflection of our light in others, right? Like, I see your light, so then maybe I can see mine. Like, I don't know, that's just the vision I was getting. Like, sometimes when we're in this challenge, right? And when you were talking about it, I was going, okay, yeah, every challenge, every aspect, but also I'm feeling all of the emotions connected to all of those at the same time. Yeah. And it's just like really actually, it's just magnificent and miraculous that can even exist. And also, I know that there's just a deeper way for me to go. Like, I can also let go of some of that and receive the actual sacredness within it. And I think honoring ourselves, because I was asking as you were talking, like, how do you stay in the light when you're in the darkness? Like, how do you stay connected to that? And it's a deep honoring of yourself and that source light within each of us that is inherent to all of us. That magic, that if you don't like that word, it's just the inherent of all the source, everything that is the creation of love and light and all that can be manifested. Right now is a powerful time to manifest, which is why the pot's being stirred and all this stuff is coming up, because we kind of have that choice of like what we're going to focus on and what we're going to connect to. And sometimes it doesn't feel like a choice, and it's not so much a choice from the mind, right? Like, okay, well, I'm going to think this is going to be, and then it's going to be, yeah, that's an aspect, but it's really that deep honoring of everything being that manifest, everything being a piece of that manifestation, and honoring that whole process. So I don't know, I just got a little dramatic, but that was
I loved it. Yeah,
for me. And I was like, wow. And so when we do this together, this is the upliftment. You won't feel the same tomorrow as you do in this moment. Like, when you join, if you join the Day of Bright, which exciting, we still have room.
Yeah, I love that. That's like it's very rare that we have tickets left at this point in time.
It is actually, and there's a reason.
Yeah.
And also, where I was like, we should just go live because we're so excited about it. We just spur of the moment did this, right? So there's
we don't really get to talk during the One Day of Brightness. You and I, we're like busy in the moment doing it too. So it's nice.
It is nice. So it's like, give yourself this moment. And what I was starting to say is, however you wake up tomorrow, or however you're feeling right now, the moment that you join us on Zoom, you will not feel the same at the end of the day, or even, I would say, even an hour in throughout the day, it really truly is uplifting. And that word gets used a lot. But when we raise our vibration, and when we raise and increase our positive information and raise our positive frequency and vibration, the negativity transforms and ascends and clears, and our lessons get learned, things get released, and we are resonating at a higher frequency and vibration, at that higher power where we can manifest, where we can connect, where we can, release the blockages. And when we do it together in a full day, that's created for that reason. It's powerful.
Yeah.
So if you're feeling it at all, don't miss. There's still tickets, so join.
Yeah, come do it. It's so beautiful. What you're talking about too is so true, and I always point this out, but I don't know if people who haven't gone understand. By the end of the day, so it's 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Mountain. We have a lunch break. It's about an hour, and we have a couple potty breaks and stuff, but that's
and it's enjoyable.
Oh yeah, it's so enjoyable. But it's like 7 hours, and some people look at that and they're probably like, "Whoa, what? That's like a long day." But 100% of the time, we get to the end of the day, and almost every time I ask people, like, "Do you want to go a little bit longer, or is we need to go?" I know I said 5. I want to honor your time, and people are like, "No, let's keep going." And I'm like, "Wow!" Every time, because you're getting so much out of it, and you feel so much better, and you feel so connected, and it's true. It really is that field that we all create together in connection.
Well, yeah. I mean, why would you want to leave that frequency?
Yes. It's again back to my acupuncturist. When he came in, I was like, "Oh, do I have to go? Like, do you have to take the needles out? Can I just stay here? This is so wonderful." He's like, "Yeah, no one ever wants to leave acupuncture." But it's like one day of brightness too, because you are just like acupuncture, you're tapping into that energy flow in that state. You're releasing things that are no longer needed, keeping the lessons and letting the rest go, and receiving all of this light and information and love. It's so great. We're so lucky to be able to join in this together, and all the people who are going are so excited, and I just love it. It's so awesome.
I know the participants are going to be so powerful, because they always are. It's always so amazing. But can we talk about these women who will be facilitating this as well? Like, wow.
This is our first all-woman One Day of Brightness, actually, which totally unintentional. It just happened that way. But yeah.
When I saw the flyer and I connected to these 2 other women, obviously I feel this way about you, but I was like, whoa, this is going to be really powerful in such a beautiful way. Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't know Ellie and I did a show last night, you can go check her out, but she's so amazing, and I think I already mentioned what she's going to be doing, some remote viewing and psychic skill development and games. And then Jen, if you didn't catch that show, it was a little bit longer ago, I think last week or something, but she does acupuncture, and she talks about astrology, and she goes into these deep ancient texts that people don't read anymore because they're in Chinese. And she, gets the actual text and the information and the data from that, and she ties it to some modern things and some, again, astrology and acupuncture and all this stuff. She just has such a bright mind, and she's going to be bringing us her favorite recent, findings in that stuff, and the energy around that, and the tips and tricks of how to keep ourselves, healthy and well in this time. And then you always bring us like so deep into that field, and bring us messages from these guides that are just amazing and perfect. I don't always know if people realize that when you're doing that, I mean, I think for all this stuff, it's true, right? But when you're bringing these messages, it's not just the messages that you're receiving. If you're there, if you're a participant, and Catherine is in connection and flowing and channeling through these messages from various source, beautiful heavens messengers, you're not just getting the information of the words themselves. Like, that energy is coming to you. It's like its own blessing, and I think there's multiple times throughout the day where everybody's kind of doing that, but this is like, that's how deep you take us, and we're receiving at the soul level this healing energy. It's invaluable. It's really incredible.
I'm so grateful that I get to do it, and it's so powerful to share that with everybody. And Yeah, it's how do you explain it? It's like when you're connecting to, um, right, whether it's, a source being, right? Like these uh, allies or the mountain or these sacred flowers or an angel or what I call heaven's animals, which is the animal guides. Um, the way that it's being channeled, it's like, yeah, it isn't just the words that are coming out. It's a blessing actually. It can just listening to one of those messages, and I'm not saying this because I'm the one doing it. I've received this from other people too who share source messages. It can clear blockages. Like it can, I mean, uh, knee pain can go away.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, this is what happens because we're working on that soul level, that frequency and vibration, that information, that spirit, and then the energy and the matter. So it's, it works its way through all of it, and it's just so amazing. And the other thing I like is that you facilitate such a beautiful connection in space for you to just be yourself, for everyone to just come as they are. You can turn your camera off if you want to. You can have your camera on if you want to. You can share in the chat. I love what gets shared in the chat. It's so cool. And the way that things connect.
Yeah.
Just adventure in its own. I mean, even that is just worth it,
I like get excited each time. I'm like, what are the synchros going to be this time? It's so fun.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like choose your own adventure, but it's so just fluid and beautiful. And this is how you know that it's in that alignment of the soul, heart, mind, and body. And that's the work that we're doing, is because that flow steps forward. And it's not something you can create synthetically. It's pure connection.
Talk about synchro. I wanted to share this comment with you by one of our lovely listeners right now. I hope I'm pronouncing it right, but it's Arakel Toros. Says the human internet is coming back. The one we use now is synthetic. You can't do this, right? We have this human connection that we're creating more and more of, and I totally agree with you. That's exactly what this is about, is reconnecting with what we always have. It's our inherent birthright, and it's from within, and it connects to heaven, the earth, and every living being, all consciousness. And this thing we're using is a neat tool. I'm grateful for it. And there's something purer and better, and that's exactly what One Day of Brightness is about. I love that comment, and I love how it dovetailed with your comment there.
Yeah, I love that too. And it really does reveal the quantum entanglement.
Yes. Yeah.
That's what One Day of Brightness, because I feel like people who might not even be at One Day of Brightness, but are connected to someone who is, can even experience the transformation. And didn't you say one time the resonance?
Yeah, we did. I was like, I've always been like, I can't completely claim that this was just us, but it was
yeah, but we can share the experience, right?
Yeah, we had this powerful One Day of Brightness. Everybody was just, oh my God, people were crying, people heal. And I'm not saying you're going to cry the whole time, but you might cry as you're releasing some things, which I cry every time. But that all, and then as soon as we were done, I went and I saw the Schumann resonance for like that time period that we had been meeting and doing this, and it was like it like whited out the entire screen, like they couldn't even measure it. And I was like, we did that, we were part of it at least, yeah. Or we were vibing with whatever was producing it too. And that's the thing, like truly we're connecting with this larger infrastructure or network that is, the human one, not the synthetic one, the source and the energetic and the spiritual one. We're using the physical one to do it, which is cool
not the
too.
Fake one.
and this is like not your average or normal, I'll say, like conference or something, right? And I God, even saying that makes me laugh because it's like so far from that. Like it couldn't even be compared to those. But I think that's the closest we have it. Like the rest of the world usually is like, oh, I'm going to a conference with like 4 female speakers, and it's like, no, this is an experience. This is a life transformation. And that's the other thing. I wish I'd gathered more commentary over I think this is 6 times. Do you remember? This is the 6th one day.
Well, we started it in the winter, right?
Right.
We've lapped
4,
we've
5,
done
6.
whole year, and then this will be the third one. So
yeah.
5, 6, 7, 8.
I was 7. This will be 7. Yeah,
7.
actually, yeah. Okay. So this is our 7th one, and I wish I'd gathered more of the comments because people will consistently say things like, that changed my life. You know, like I thought I was just going to this thing and I was going to learn some things and whatever, but like I changed my life. And this is like the deepest honor, and why I'm so grateful that I even get to facilitate this and be a part of it is things like that just are worth every single moment. I'm so grateful.
It's so amazing, and you never know when you're in that field, you never know what download, what aha, what information you're going to receive for your own personal self and journey. Even if it's a message that's being offered to everyone, right? It's it's for each individual on their own as well. And I think that's so cool about it.
I always say that's how you know it's from source, is when like, you know, all these different people can look at it and see it and take their own personal, like, that was for me. Everybody feels that was for me. I was like, how is it for everyone at once? It just is.
Yeah, it's so amazing. I don't know what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. I don't know what's coming through. Like I've been asking, and I just keep getting to trust.
You'll see.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, the amount of like purification and clearing that I've been doing in the last few days, I feel like I'm being prepared to be able to facilitate something
even more brightness.
Very powerful. And I feel like we're all kind of going through that in our own way. And so this is the thing about One Day of Brightness, is you don't have to be the one who's facilitating it to actually be the one who's facilitating it. We're all facilitating it for each other. So everyone has their own role in it, and that really all the time, because I've done all 7 of these with you. Thank you.
I love it. I'm so grateful that you get to come to each one.
And maybe if anyone's joining and watching us live, or even what catches the replay, and you feel like commenting what value you've gotten out of One Day of Brightness, I would encourage you to do so, because it might touch someone who needs to hear it, even if they don't join. You know, as Lindsay and I could sit here and talk about it all day. And we're not just doing this to like promote. We genuinely want everyone who's supposed to come to at least have the chance to know about this, and to be able to hear this calling with your heart, and to be able to show up for yourself and see what you can receive in return. It will be very beautiful and profound. And I can say that with confidence, because I don't know of anyone who's been like, I didn't really get anything out of that.
Not a single person. Not a single time of all the times we've done it and all the people who have come. Lindsay Smith just said in the chat, it totally changed my life. I'm currently living my manifestation. Forever grateful. Lindsay, and I don't know if I think she'd be okay with me sharing, she changed houses, she changed her, whole situation in life, in connection with some of these things we're talking about in One Day of Brightness. So she's not lying, like currently living the manifestation actually. And I remember too.
Sharing, Lindsay.
Another person, yes, thank you so much. Another person had shared, I think it was one of the first ones we did. And it was like, we did something at least where we don't always focus on manifestation specifically, although we were always manifesting. But I think we were specifically focusing a little bit more on manifestation and how to draw these energies.
Spring one, I think.
Okay,
Was
yeah. Yep, because we were planting the seeds to what would grow. Someone like got off one day of brightness and like an hour later received a phone call and all this money and like a job, and I was just like, see? It's not an accident. Like, and I'm not saying we can just always just get money dumped on us, although we probably could, but you know what I mean. That's not necessarily the reason behind it. It's that heart, that loving energy that we tap into, and where we really, like you said, trust in that love, and it's less about what we think and how and when and where and why and what, and it's more just like, oh yeah, I'm in a safe universe and I'm always taken care of and I'm loved, and look at me just creating with all these beautiful people.
Yeah, I would say we get what we need. And I would say what I've learned from this is, I mean, if what you need, obviously that person needed that financial blessing and needed all of that, but that abundance and that financial blessing can come in any form. And I think that's what it's helped me see, is because that one day of brightness, I don't know, I think of like the 5 elements of Chinese medicine, right? And how there's a season to each one, right? But actually, all the seasons are in one day, all the seasons are within 1 hour, all the seasons are within 1 minute, all the seasons are within 1 moment. So it's like when we let go of that box, I just lost where I was going.
Okay, so because I totally have been on this kick lately too. We're watching Avatar: The Last Airbender, which I've never seen, so it's all new to me. Spoiler alert for this 20-year-old show or whatever it is. But I was thinking, as these airbenders and firebenders and earthbenders and waterbenders are like bending their thing, I'm like, but isn't water in every element, and isn't fire in every element, and isn't earth in every element? So if you were any bender, couldn't you bend anything? Which I think eventually the show might get to, but it's the same sort of idea. Like, there is no moment where all the potential isn't there. The potential is all there in every moment, actually, in every molecule, all times. Well, I'm so glad we did this, because I really needed to hear all the things we're saying to each other myself.
And when we can uplift and raise that vibration and release some of those things that are keeping us from experiencing that oneness in everything,
Yeah.
then the things can happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whew. Yeah, and now that we're talking about it, like you said, I like feel even more.
Let's just do it right now.
Yeah, can we start now? I'm so excited. Well, I guess we should perhaps come to a close somewhat soon.
Do people have a way of registering?
Yes, I have the link in the chat. It's also right below anywhere you're watching or listening. It should be listed there. And if for some reason it's not, you can go to rogueways.org and go to the shop and just scroll. It's pretty much right at the top, One Day of Brightness, because it's one of the most popular things in the shop. It's the most, sought after / acquired things that are in the shop. So
and I will say one more thing. Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I just wanted to say one more thing, because I was getting this message really strongly as we're talking. If someone's reached out to you, if you have a friend who's going through something or doesn't know what the heck is going on, or is feeling like Lindsay and I have both expressed that we've been feeling, just is looking for support or doesn't know what they're looking for, invite them.
Yeah. In fact,
to join us, because they can say no, and the thing is, you can pop in and out. You can just be listening along as you're doing your Saturday things. There's no expectation. It's all in love, and it's okay if they say no, but they're reaching out to you for a reason, and this is an amazing opportunity for support and connection and actual true release. And it truly does. It is transformative.
Yes, you will heal.
It's not just because we believe it is, but whatever needs to heal will heal.
Well, we didn't plan this at all, but as it happens, I'm feeling inspired by that call to action you just shared, to say that if anyone does have a ticket, purchased a ticket, and wants to invite someone like that or otherwise, I would be willing to share the code that would give them 50% off. In fact, I already created it not for this, but just in case it came in handy. And the code is, I just have to remind myself what the code is. Oh, it's double bright. That's what the code is. Double
So
bright.
invite your friend for 50% off or treat them to it.
Yes, do that.
Oh, that's so exciting. Thank you, Lindsay. That's so amazing.
Yes, I love it. So get your ticket, and then if you have someone you want to invite, then you can purchase that separately and use that code to do that. So I'm so excited we did this. I'm so grateful that you were available for it, and that we had this time to do it, and all the people in the chat who were able to pop in and share their love, share their testimonies. I know some people have already said they're excited. They're going to go grab their spot now. So
cool.
Yeah, so I'm so, like you said, I'm so glad we have spots left, that we got to gush about how excited we are and get in deeper connection with this and share it with everyone.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Can we end with a blessing?
Ooh, I would love that. Yes. I will join you and let you take it away.
Sure. Okay. So whether you join us or not for one day, thank you for joining us in this moment. We're really grateful to have the chance to connect. And I say we because I know Lindsay's heart feels this way. Thank you for being present in this moment. I feel like even just this short amount of time we've gone live, I have received a lot of shifts in my vibrational field. I feel so much more peaceful and inspired and in the light. I can feel the saturation of it. The density of it is increased for sure. So as a thank you just for being here and being you, whether you register or not, it doesn't matter. We're so grateful for you to be here. And I want to just offer a blessing, and I know Lindsay will join me however she feels as well. So take a moment to be very present with yourself, to close your eyes, to put your hand on your heart, or maybe there's a place where you have physical pain. Put your other hand on your belly. And breathe in this beautiful love and light, this connection that we share from the source within each of us, this inherent greatness. You can say silently to yourself, I am the inheritor of the whole cosmos, source, I am so loved, supported, and protected beyond my wildest dreams. I am the inheritor of the whole cosmos and source. I am so loved, protected, and supported beyond my wildest dreams. Take a minute to breathe this message into your heart, into your vibrational field, and make a request, set an intention. Whether it's physical pain, emotional balance, finances, relationship. And visualize light in this area. The heart center is a good focus for all of those. Receive this blessing of love and light from the source. You are within Tao Source Light. Tao Source Light is within you. Hey, I say, I am within Tao Source Light. Tao Source Light is within me. Hey, I Hey, I Dearest everyone, this is a message from the Eagle of Tao Source Light. Oneness. The message that I want to share with each of you is to believe in yourself at this time. Have faith in your transformation. Many of you could feel hopeless, that you have no idea how you will do what is asked of you from your heart and soul. You have this power within you. You are capable. Healing must occur. It does not always feel beautiful, but in fact, it is the most precious gift we have. Connect to others who will uplift you. Do not be afraid to face your pain, for you carry within your heart the greatest love, unconditional love. This is the diamond of your being. It can melt and transform any challenge. You have this power. Allow it to be ignited, brought out, and recognized by those who believe in you and your source light. This is my message for you.
Wow.
I was not expecting that.
No, there was a lot going on. I don't know if anybody was as deeply tapped into that as I think we were. I'm sure everyone was, but I was seeing a lot of that, and it was incredibly powerful. That's one day of brightness quality material right there. If you want more of that,
if you're not able to join us, if
There's
you
a
can join us,
there's more.
you know, I'm teaching for like an hour and a half,
Yeah,
right?
right.
That was just a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
And if you can't, it's okay.
Yeah.
Take that gift, take that moment that we all shared together, and allow it to serve you, allow it to replenish you, to give you that message. I really could see that we all need that message of hope.
Yeah, and the healing, transformation, the unconditional love, that diamond. I think we all desperately needed that. Thank you so much, Eagle. Thank you so much, Catherine.
We all. Yeah. Thank you, Lindsay.
Mm.
Thank you, everyone.
Yes. That's a great note to end on, actually. So if you want to connect more deeply with that type of energy, it's going to be even more powerful for even longer tomorrow. And I cannot wait. I'm so glad we did this, because I'm like more pumped up than I even was when we started, if that was possible. So thank you, Catherine, for being here in order to do this tonight as well. Awesome. Well, I know people know where to go, rogueways.org. The links are there below you in the chat. You can go find it in the shop there. Also, check out Catherine's site, Soul Light Pet Services. One-on-one with Catherine is something that you can never, ever, 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 fail to recognize how transformative and beautiful in your life that is. So do it while you can. I don't know what that meant. Do it as soon as you can is really what I meant.
And don't forget there's giveaways.
Oh yeah, there's always giveaways. So I plan to give away a piece of orgone. I haven't selected which one yet. It's going to come to me in the morning. And oh yeah, you're wearing them.
These, right?
Yeah, didn't?
Yeah.
I think I did. They're orgone earrings, right?
Yeah.
Oh no, actually someone else made those.
Oh.
Yeah, that's funny, but they're very similar to the ones I made.
Did. Yeah. I have other things that you've made for me also.
That's true. Yeah, so orgone is going to be coming to someone, and then I'm going to give away a couple books, as I usually do, and so that's the minimum of the giveaways. Catherine always has some giveaways. Ellie has said that she's giving away sessions with her, 15, 10, and 5 minutes, I think, are the sessions. Maybe it was 20, 15, and 10, but like she said, 20 minutes with her. I mean, you just saw just a few minutes with Catherine. Ellie is of a very similar, level, so just a few minutes is good enough. So that's going to be a great gift too. I don't know for sure what Jin's giving away yet, but I'm sure it's going to be amazing. So that's always the other thing. You come, you buy this ticket, you get all 4 of these wonderful, amazing humans, all that time, that beautiful field, the healing, the transformation, and possibly gifts and more. So it's pretty cool. All right. Do you want to say anything else, Catherine, before we say goodnight?
No, just know that we're all doing this together. And I liked that message from the eagle of surrounding yourself, connecting to those who will empower that light within you.
Yes.
I've been being tested on that. Okay, should I call these people that I feel like I need to call, even though, because that's just my pattern, but it's not actually helpful to me. And I think in one way or another, we could probably identify with that. It doesn't mean that I have any different kind of love. It's just not going to set myself up for receiving that love and that hope and that connection and enhancing that connection that I may be having a hard time connecting to.
Right. Yeah, the people who believe in you. Let them see that diamond.
You got 2 of them right here.
Yeah, right. That's actually the whole purpose too, right? We want to give this light and share this light with people and create a brighter light for everyone to connect to. We want to empower people to just keep creating it for themselves more and more too. Not that we ever won't be here for you, but just that, the more of us are doing this more often in any way, the more beautiful the world gets. So thank you, Catherine, again for being here. This was so good. And wow, we went way longer than we thought we were going to.
How long did we go?
This is 43 minutes. So I was like, we'll do like 15 minutes. It'll be really easy. But
10 minutes.
Yeah. But it's
we needed it.
All that power needed to come through. All those messages needed to be heard. So can't wait to see you guys there tomorrow. Can't wait to see you there tomorrow, Catherine, and everybody out there. We love you so much. And of course, until tomorrow when we see you at One Day of Brightness, travel well, aim for balance, and always look inside first. Mwah.
Yeah, come on, Rat Kings, it's the rap machine, yeah, check it, Great Bearded Pirate, my motherfucker unknown, yeah. In the place with my fist up, meaning I resist the bullshit that they feed us and lead us. This is just a part of the process, man. Just watch this, cause this shit's about to get crazy like a mosh pit. We lost it, toss it, let's start it again. Cause now with technology, with smarter men and women, this is the beginning, not the end. And this is the message of hope that I send. Look on your TV, it's a culture of death. They'll keep on lying to the very last breath. We keep on striving and spreading the truth. It's hard to survive in this world full of youth. The door is closed, the old world is dead. Let's have an age of understanding instead. I'll include you and you include me. Let's see what we can build with some positivity. Let's go, you're moving too slow. Let me see your hands if you know what I know. Come on.
Rap like mummy, ain't no dummy in my rhyming. Started flowing freestyling, now they rhyming loud silence. On with the violence, bodies piling with the gray bearded pirate. On your TV in 4K 3D virtual reality. Casualty of urban warfare. I know but I'm not scared, just prepared and aware. Shining my light through the tunnel of hope. Into the rope, but I'ma give it one more pull. Till the family is full. Take the bull by the horns and lead it to the slaughter. That would be harder and you would be softer. Sometimes I'm a monster, and you forever imposter, which is champagne and lobster. This royalty, the way it was supposed to be. Hopefully the new door opens and the old one closes, with way more focus and growth to mold us, and the truth that they should have told us.
To them screens, it's a plot to drop the IQ. Fighting amongst each other over rulers that don't like you. Prefer us trapped in melancholy with the wood wands of holly. Suggestions that a flicker rate to camouflage the folly. Attempted mental robbery, executed sloppily. The poppers see this mockery and walk the talk with me. Put the hands up to touch the Akasha, cause you know deep down there's something bigger than your wallet. Everyone got a gift, everyone got a light. They want you to forget that ish, cause they can't dim the bright. The positive vibration takes you past the sign shackles. From the sewers and the alleys into moving castles. Who these assholes really serving with an exposed Achilles surgeon around the corner lurking to prove ascension trumps perversion. Learn them to catch fish and unplug the signal. Show them the simpletons now build the fucking temples.